Well, I've just found out something new. I don't know if it is so new because I think I knew it before. But this is Don. Don was on before, and he does all these guitar picks and everything else. But he also has a lot of other things he does. But he says, I'm going to do the bunny thing with me.
Bunny ears.
The bunny ears. And I said, what are the bunny ears? It's a photograph when you put your fingers up like this.
Behind your head.
Behind my head. And he said, and I said, well, did we do it? He said, we already did it. Don't you do it anymore? Oh,
No,
no,
didn't
that's
do
okay.
a thing.
He didn't do a thing, yeah. He's all sweet and innocent and all. Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host. And of course, this is Don. Don, how are you doing?
I am unbelievable, dear.
Well, I know that. I knew Don is a reoccurring guest, which I just keep having reoccurring guests coming on. And you also do dancing. You dance with all these women in town. I guess pick up women.
No, I don't pick up
You don't
women.
pick them up,
no,
they pick you up.
No, I don't date, I just dance.
You just dance. You don't date.
No.
Boring.
No.
No,
I have
teasing
more
you.
fun than 7 guys my age should ever have.
Ever have. Why do you create that, and how do you create that?
I go dancing 7 nights a week. Mainly.
Where do you go?
Well, I'll give you an example.
We go dancing.
My favorite place is Mandalay Bay.
Mandalay Bay have dancing at night?
Oh yeah, from 10 to 2 every night.
Where?
In the Mizuya Lounge.
Mizuya Lounge.
Yeah.
At the Mandalay Bay, you can go dancing.
Oh,
wonderful!
there's some great bands.
Oh, I've got 2 girlfriends that would love that. And you would love to dance with them. Oh, there's one of them, Sharon. You would love. She's a dancer. She loves to dance. I have to bring her down. Maybe past her bedtime. No. So what else do you do apart from dancing with all the girls in Vegas?
Well, I'm Don the Dancing Tax Man. I have a very successful tax practice.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for 30 years.
So you do taxes.
Yeah, I do.
And so what do you think of the new Trump, our President Trump, he's trying to change a lot of taxes, and he's trying to bring it down to, I think, what is it, 15,000?
15%.
15%, I'm sorry, 15% down. What do you think about all this change, and do you think it'll go through?
Well, he's got a tough road ahead of him because it reduces the income to the budget quite a bit, but it would be very good for the lower and mid-class
and is that
taxpayers.
kind of what you feel that he's looking for? Or what? I definitely think it's something we need, especially for the lower income.
Oh, definitely. And the middle income needs it terribly bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, because we can't, any country that doesn't have a middle class is going to have the lower class and the upper class, and there's going to be a total disaster. So I think we all know that, and I think in America we definitely want to keep the middle class. And if we don't take care of the middle class...
Yep.
So what have you seen the difference in taxes?
Well, there hasn't been a lot of changes. Everything just gets, Obama's Affordable Care Act was one of the biggest changes in taxation in a long time.
Really?
Very unfair system.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Oh,
we're getting into politics, which I never like to
we're
talk
not
about.
going to.
No, we're not going there.
No.
But no, you're just making a statement
Yes.
of it was unfair. Why do you find it was unfair?
Well, because it didn't. The biggest thing is it taxed. They charged a penalty to people that couldn't afford to pay it. Now that's sort of ridiculous.
If you can't afford to pay it,
so
and then you get a penalty, hello, that's
Yeah.
like
It's
a double whammy.
Oh yeah. I'd like to tell you a story about.
Well, I'd like to hear a story.
The last time I was here, I mentioned that my wife was my ex-wife.
Yes.
Was my best friend.
Correct. Yes.
But I just couldn't live with the bitch. Well.
Okay.
When that story aired, you put the link on my Facebook.
Yes, we did.
And
we probably did that.
My grandsons, they're 15, twins, and they follow me on Facebook.
Okay.
They saw the story. They called their grandmother and says, Grandpa just called you a bitch on television.
Oh no! And I hate to ask what the consequences were, but what were the consequences?
She laughed at him and says, we play around like that all the time.
Oh, so it was okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It's just fun.
Now, we have all these picks here, and you have picks here. I presume
Yeah.
you give these away, don't you?
Yeah.
What made you get it? Do you make these or?
No, these are actual band picks.
Okay.
I have the two living Beatles on here. I
The
got
two living Beatles picks. Can you imagine that?
and
Wow.
Elvis Presley's lead guitar.
Well, this is Elvis Presley's booth, as you know. This is
Yeah,
where he.
I
So
know.
we're getting really Elvis Presley here today, aren't we?
Yeah. And James Burton was
James.
his lead guitar for 760 of his
So
performances.
how did you get all this? I mean,
I buy them from roadies. However, there's a story behind that one. I
Which one
used-
is that? That's
the Elvis Presley.
the Elvis Presley. There's a story. There's always a story behind Elvis Presley, the King of Kings.
I go to a little biker bar. Well, it used to be a biker bar. It's sort of a dive bar.
Mhm.
There's a little classic rock group that used to play there.
Mhm.
And this one guy is friends with James Burton. And he says, I'm going back to see James. I'll see about getting you a pick. I said, oh, well, I just
Great.
figured he was just talking. I'll be darned. I ran into him and he says, Don, I got your pick. And so that's how I got
That's
that
how you
pick.
got that pick. Wow,
Mhm.
that's
There's
amazing.
a story behind every one of them.
Yeah, well, there's a
Bon
story
Jovi.
behind every face. Remember that. And then we have another story. Yeah, go ahead.
Bon Jovi. I'd like to show
Yeah, I was
you
going
the
to say
picture.
this is a picture, and I had no idea what this was all about. So I want you to explain about this Bon Jovi. I think how's that for the light? Thumbs up from the producer. Okay, what's the history behind this picture?
It's sort of a little bit of a long story, but I'll make it as short as I can. I dance up at Mandalay Bay.
Yes.
About 8 years ago, I met Kelly, the wife of the bass player
Okay.
of Bon Jovi,
Mhm.
Hugh McDonald.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know who she was, but about 3 years ago, she came back and she was sitting down, and I happened to turn around and made eye contact. I have no idea.
You had no idea who she was?
No. Mm-mm.
See, you never know.
So she smiled real big and waved.
Of course, you
and-
smile back.
Yes, and
Being
I
used to
waved back.
smiling at women, you know.
Right. But she's a pretty gal. And I turned around and talked to some friends at my table. She
Mhm.
comes over and she puts her finger in my face. She says, you owe me a dance. I laughed at her and I said, I'll be happy to pay that debt.
So that's how you met.
That's it. And then, no, well, that was the second time. The
The
first
second
time I danced with her, I had no idea who she was.
Yeah.
She never said. But I went over, I found out that the whole band, Phoenix, which is a band that I do taxes for,
Mhm.
they were playing that night, and there's 5 members. They went over and sat with them. And when the
You
break
thought,
came,
well, wait a heck, and what's
Who
all
is
this
this?
about? What's
The-
going on here?
because that's not their normal routine. They
No.
go get their munchies at the cafeteria. So I'm thinking, so I asked one of the members, I said,
Mhm.
Ray, who is that couple? He says, well, the lady you've been dancing with is the wife of the bass player for Bon Jovi. I said, oh, how neat. So I'm thinking autograph opportunity.
What's a rough opportunity?
So I go over and I ask him, I said, excuse me, could I bother you for an autograph? He looked up at me and he floored me. He said, absolutely, you're my hero.
Oh, how sweet.
Now, I'm 76 years old and I'm talking to a famous band member and I'm his hero. I said, you're going to have to explain that one to me. He said, I will. He says, 5 years ago, you not only danced with my wife, but it seemed like you danced with every lady in the lounge.
Which is true.
And if you didn't, you were dancing by yourself. You danced every dance. I said, yeah, that describes me. He said, well, here it is 5 years later. You're still dancing with my wife. And you're still
See,
dancing.
some things never cease. They are always there.
So he said, you're still doing everything that you did then, dancing every dance. You don't look a day older. He says, that's why I consider you my hero.
Oh, how sweet. That was really lovely. So, and then she said, gave you this, which
Oh,
was
yes.
really lovely.
Yeah.
And also, apparently, she supports Vegas Live with Ninon. She's seen the show and she likes the show.
Yes.
So I've invited you to come on the show because obviously you come into town.
Oh.
She must be in town because you've danced with her. So next time you're in town, come on the show.
Kelly, you heard that.
Kelly, from my mouth, come on the show, come down to the pub, and we'll get in touch with Don. Come down with Don and you can do a little dance if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
How can anybody reach you for, I guess, taxes? You still do taxes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, how can anybody reach you?
They can reach me at bondtax.
Bond tax. Well, that's a good name.
At cox.net.
Cox.net.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can be reached. Thank you so much, Don, for coming on. The story
Thank you.
was amazing. What you're doing is fabulous. And to all the women out there, don't forget to dance with Don at the Mandalay Bay Hotel.
Thank you.
We'll be back. Vegas Live with Ninon.